Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be looking at some charts. I'm going to be telling you where I believe we are in this bull run. Are we near the end? Is it just the beginning, or are we somewhere in the middle? I'm going to be discussing all of that today, and I'm going to be looking at some of the altcoins and seeing where they're up to, and the ones in particular which I'll be stacking. So if that sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, check out my VIP group if you want access to my buy alerts, to my sell alerts, and to a Discord server that never ever sleeps. There's voice chats open almost every single day for most of the day, and there's people talking in text channels nonstop. So if you want to see what I'm buying, if you want to join my community, hit that link in the description and give yourself that competitive edge. So there's been a lot of rumors circulating that Jerome Powell is going to step down from the Fed imminently. But if you go and look at poly markets right now, it's only giving it a 16% chance. So despite obviously a lot of news coming out from certain Twitter posts and things like that saying that, Fed Chair Jerome Powell is reportedly resigning as per Wall Street Journal, the odds are still quite low. So I don't know the validity of the source that's giving out that information around Powell resigning, but it's still not affecting the odds. So I wouldn't say Powell resigning is priced into this market at all. A lot of people are saying that's bullish. I personally would be quite concerned if Powell resigned because it would put a big shock to the system that many people weren't necessarily expecting. And I think we could expect a dump if that were to happen. However, when it comes to the current markets, we are looking insanely bullish. All-time highs for Bitcoin. We've actually broken above the macro resistance trend line that has been, in play for Bitcoin basically since 2017. I mean, this is a major resistance level. You can see these purple arrows all the times we've hit it and rejected. This time, we've actually broken above it. Now, I do want to add one caveat. You can see back in April 2021, we did go above it briefly, and then we wicked down at the end of the week. So this weekly close is going to be very, very telling. We have to close the week probably somewhere kind of above this trend line, which is around 114, 115K. If we can close the week above that trend line, it is definitively bullish, and I would expect imminent price action to the upside in the coming days and weeks after that close. For those of you who don't know, the weekly close is on Sunday, UTC time, okay? So that's kind of what I'm looking at with Bitcoin is that weekly close. We are getting pretty overheated already right now, but if we get a bullish and positive weekly close, it just fills the market with so much confidence. So I still think we are in a bull run. I still think the top isn't in. However, I think we're getting closer to the end of the Bitcoin bull run than we are anywhere near the beginning or the middle. So if you had to ask me how much of a move I think is left, personally, I think maybe we go to 120, maybe 130. That's the region I'm looking at as a potential top on Bitcoin. And what some people are going to say is, well, that's literally right by where we are. And that's very true. However, in that time, I expect a major drawdown on Bitcoin dominance. And that's the thing I'm trying to get to here is it really doesn't take long to see an alt season. It's literally just a matter of a couple of weeks. We can see on Bitcoin dominance, if we go and zoom out here and we put it on the 2-week chart, we can see, back in 2021, Bitcoin dominance peaked at 73%. It was really just, a few weeks kind of going down, and then the major drop happened. And that's what people need to realize is, an alt season, it's not 6, 7, 8, 9 months. It's usually a matter of a few weeks, maybe a couple of months max, maybe 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, something like that. But the real bulk of an alt season does not last many, many months. So if Bitcoin is gradually grinding up and the altcoins are just outpacing Bitcoin, that is your definition of an alt season, okay? And I personally see Bitcoin dominance withdrawing down to around somewhere in the 50s. We're still at 64%. And look at the gains you've probably made on some of your altcoins just in the last couple of weeks. In the last couple of weeks, Bitcoin dominance has only dropped 3%, 2 or 3%. Yet we've made crazy gains on some of the altcoins in my VIP group. You guys know which coins they've been. If you've been in the group, Say has pumped a ton. Chill Guys pumped a ton. it's been very, very bullish for us. Virtuals, yet we've just had a very minor drawdown on Bitcoin dominance. So imagine the types of gains we'd have if Bitcoin grinded up to 130 and we saw dominance drop to 56%. Imagine the types of gains we'd see in that scenario. So that's what people need to realize is it really doesn't take a long time to see crazy gains in altcoins. You just need dominance to start dropping heavily. And if we get that, you will see your 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, whatever X is in literally a month. We could be looking at August as a top potentially if that starts happening right now. Um, and I do see the signs that Bitcoin dominance looks very, very toppy. You can see, it's rejecting that 786 fib, the stochastic RSIs are really high on most of the time frames. It just looks like it deserves a drop down. And that is going to be phenomenal for altcoins. And when we look at the total 3 chart, to me, this looks like it's just getting ready to make a major, major move to the upside. We've been compressing for a very long period of time. You can see we were just ranging, compressing, compressing. Now we're getting that bit of a breakout. I think we're going to have that impulsive move to the upside to that 1.618, around 1.5 trillion in market cap, somewhere around that region. I expect us to go on total 3. Now, yes, that might not be a stupid amount of X's, it's just a 60% move. But if you're positioned in the winners, and we're going to get onto some of the winners in a moment, if you're positioned in the winners, you will drastically outperform that 60% baseline. That's just a baseline target. And you've got to remember, total 3 is heavily skewed by coins like BNB, coins like Solana, and stable coins. So if you take a lot of those out, you start looking at something which is a more fair representation of what we're holding, which would be the others chart. And others to all-time highs is a long way away, guys. I mean, we can work it out here. It's a 90% move to all-time highs on others. So there's big money to be made in low caps. And the great thing is, Bitcoin looks like it might start stalling out quite soon because of how overextended it is. Whereas the altcoins look like they're just beginning their breakouts. So I do expect in the next few weeks, Bitcoin to slow down a little bit. Maybe goes to 120, maybe 130. And in that period of time, we're going to see major money flow into the altcoins. And that great catch-up trade is going to happen. Talking about the altcoins, you can see on the screen right now some of the ones which I'm personally heavily positioned in. I'm really liking the look of Sui. On the weekly, you can see the RSIs are, pretty oversold. Not necessarily completely resetting, but we see it quite often where they just come down kind of to the midline and then they spike up and you see a massive move. Another one which I like the look of because of the whole RWA and tokenization narrative would be Ondo. Anywhere below $1 on Ondo, I think, is an absolute steal of a buy. So this is one which I'd also be looking at. As for Say, we're seeing a major move up on Say, starting to get a bit overextended, but I still think we've got room to potentially get to 50 cents before we then have some form of a correction. Tau leading the race in AI, also looking good. Aerodrome looking good as well. Nice kind of golden pocket hit. You can see that on its correction. Now we're beginning that move to the upside. So the general summary of this video, guys, is yes, Bitcoin has pumped a lot. It's starting to get a bit overextended, but a lot of the altcoins still have major legs for upside. And when you look at Bitcoin dominance and you see the fact that it's at that 786 fib level, it gives you strong kind of validation that we should see an altcoin move imminently. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Check out that VIP group if you want to see my real-time buy and sells. This is a highly beneficial perk to have, guys, especially when it comes to selling and the exit strategy. A lot of people buy, but when it comes to selling, for whatever reason, they just can't hit the sell button. I'm going to be there by your side helping you. So check it out. All the information is down below. And I do appreciate you guys watching this video. Goodbye.